Thanks for jumping on, Gregory. So to kick us off, can you quickly introduce yourself and your business?
Sure. I'm Gregory Meyers. I'm the CEO slash founder of TreeStock. Now recently rebranded from Data Dynamics. Yeah, which has been one of the exciting things that's happened in the last short while. Uh,
Absolutely. And what is it that you actually do at TreeStock then, Gregory?
we sell digital inventories of trees. What that really means is we pair remote sensing and AI to create digital twins of individual trees at scale. So that means that you can go to an entire forest of 1 million trees and point out to an individual tree and say, how tall is that tree? How much sequestered carbon? What's the health of that tree? The height, the amount of timber volume? And we can give it to you at an individual tree level, which is, orders of magnitude beyond what's currently available, where everything is very sample based, where they'll go out and look at one tree and go, well, yep, that tree is kind of the average for the entire forest. Whereas we're doing end to end inventory to really not only help the managers and the owners, the evaluators of forests to be able to better understand what is there, but allow them to better manage what is there so we can not only can they save time, resource efficiency, but hopefully also this will lead to a better quantification of actually, the real truth of what's happening to our forests and our trees, to maybe help the environment and, the planet. Um,
It's still so cool after, whenever time you talk about that. I love it. It's amazing. And before we started working together, what was the situation within the business?
so when we started, it was a case of we were still at that point data dynamics. We had just really started to get a grips on that this was the application, the direction that we wanted to head in. And but we thought we still needed a bunch of time to develop before we kind of rolled anything out. And that's why we hadn't really, fully changed our name over to TreeStock. We were still the agnostic named Data Dynamics to make sure we had the ability to pivot or do consultancy work, which was the mainstay of what the business was before, kind of a AI consultancy working on everything from automated trade documentation reading, factory floor optimization, like all across the board. Because that was really my background, PhD in applied AI. It was okay. We're developing this tree stock. At the time, it was just a product rather than the company name, and we're getting there, but we didn't really know how to take it from sort of a researchy, academically R&D thing into the real world.
And was there sort of a particular moment during our work together where something kind of really clicked for you?
Maybe even from day one, really. Quite quite usefully that session on we were just talking about, what is it that I'm I don't even know really how to to fully describe. You went through a process and was saying, what's my interest in actually running a company, and dived into a little bit of it and realizing that it was the not just the impact but the novelty of the impact that I have was something that really kind of drove me in this way.
Mm.
And I think that was helpful from day one of just understanding that. One of our very first sessions where you were highlighting, in your previous business and work, you would take what we've got and would have been selling, 3, 4, or 5 months ago, let alone what we currently have. And I think that was a bit of a game changer, a mindset change, for me in particular. Kind of, driving the business and going from with my academic background and going, I like to be rigorous, I like to be scientific, and switching to a sales hat and going, you know what, we've got value, we can make impact. Let's just push to sell. Um,
Yeah, that was and that bit when I think there was like this click, and you were like, oh, I can sell now. You're like, yeah, 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 go sell, go sell. So in kind of practical terms, what did the work with us actually involve?
I mean, it was really useful for between the two of you, yourself and Chris, that there was a clear divide between both of you have expertise in different areas that were very much needed. You in setting up our CRM and understanding even how to do that uh, as a more client basis, because before it's not like selling was completely new. I've been we would had the business was running before as consultancy, but it was very consultancy relationship. We didn't need CRMs because
Mhm.
volume of clients we were previously dealing with was 1 to 3 at a time in time, whereas going from into the sales approach of now we have a product that we're selling, and actually we need to manage the actual sheer volume, even though we're arguably we're not we're still a high cost product,
Mm.
massive volumes. It was still much more than we'd previously been used to dealing with. So setting all that up, understanding what that journey could look like, should look like,
Yeah.
was very useful. And I guess tying into that what you said before there of us realizing we can sell, it was understanding that with what we have, we're it sounds a bit strange, but like, oh, we're allowed to sell just because we haven't got everything 100% worked
Mhm.
out and backed up with,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe like published research papers or methodologies, etc. We're not we're not misleading a customer
No. No.
in any way. It's just that sort of permission that we can go, yeah, we can take this and sell. So that was super useful from your side. And then on the other side, the because we're early stage business. We've got a product. There's a lot of development. We want to scale quickly. We are thus wanting to raise some pre-seed seed investment, and that's where Chris really right off the bat also just
Mm.
took us and to say, here's the introductions to these angels. There's the angel group in Sheffield.
And how does everything feel now compared to when we started working kind of 3 months ago?
Yeah, I mean it's incomparable really of where we are as a business, because 3 months ago we were just an idea. What we could show was cool looking graphs and cool looking software, sort of as a research product that we're working towards developing something. We are developing something, to now being a business that is, sure, we're still developing, but it's sales, 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 deliver, 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 and yeah, we didn't even. I think it's also taken us quite strongly, because when we started reaching out to sell, we were overwhelmed by the amount of people that were enthusiastic going forward with us, we still can't for even take on and everyone who's interested, and even had a meeting today to discuss, should we even chase up certain people, because if they come back and say yes, we have to kind of go, well, we'll get back to you again then in 2 months if it's yes, I mean, like it's that sort of
Keep them sweet, Gregory. Keep them sweet.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So which we did. We took which one of your advice. So we are still going to reach out to them just to keep that
Right.
conversation moving
Yeah.
as you've advised us. Um, so yeah, it's just very much a my day to day. I don't know. It feels same things, but yet completely different
Yeah.
in the work and the stuff we're pushing towards.
What kind of tangible outcomes have you seen as a result of the work?
We have gone from no sales to we now have 4 to 5 confirmed sales, in or 4 to 5 clients with actually more sales, because there's some of them are wanting multiple sales straight out
Yeah,
the
yeah,
door. We have ongoing relationships with I think 9 more organizations, of 4 of which are major enterprise organizations. And so, I mean, in terms of tangible output, I guess I would say sales is the
yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah,
we're delivering. We're going to be delivering the first 2 of those sales this month, which is going to be game
amazing.
changer. Um,
Yeah, and from the investment front,
yeah, and from the investment front, we have our first pitch with Sheffield Angels. And although we'd explored some investment work before, and speaking and had pitched before at one group, but we was very early stage stuff that didn't really result in anything as a result of that. Whereas this received really positive, overwhelming support from the angel investors that we pitched to, and we've had a little bit delayed because of the whole Christmas time, where it wasn't
yeah,
perfect timing.
yeah, yeah.
But had a follow up due diligence, and everything seems very positive going forward. Yeah.
Yeah, we're fingers crossed we'll be able to put an announcement out there soon about all the investment that's landing in. I'm sure it's going to happen. And who would, and this feels a bit awkward asking, who would you recommend Trove to? And of course, the wider, because the program that we ran through was through Tech SY, the idea validation program. So, need to mention that here as well. So, who would you recommend the program to, and then I suppose Trove to as well?
Yeah. I I mean, I don't think there was. Maybe this is a good soundbite for you, but I don't think there's anyone I wouldn't recommend Trove to.
Great, love
It's
that.
yeah, it's it's very much a lot of the support out there from other organizations and programs, and I don't want to dismiss that support, but it can be very generalized. And that generalizing means that maybe you go to you spend a time at a full day workshop with in a cohort of people, and maybe only 15 minutes was really worth it, directed at you in the stage of the business that you're at, and the issues that you're actually dealing with. Whereas what you guys are doing with Trove, being that kind of hands-on support, is really what is often missing in a lot of these you know even the even much more supported programs. With I've had to turn down offers of support because the offers of support is like, oh, would you like to speak to this like UI expert, etc. And I'm like, well, where I am is I don't need a conversation of me spending an hour explaining what the UI looks like. I need someone that can actually come in and tell me, based off of the UI I've got, what is the steps, what it should look like, do a bit of the
Yeah,
actual hands-on work. And obviously that's more of a technical example, but that's the same what I've really seen on the business front. Is there's a lot of really good support that can be spread and generalized, but I don't need a CRM that's a generic CRM pipeline. I need a CRM pipeline that is, tailored to me and how my company works, which is exactly what you guys provided. Otherwise, I'd have to pay a sales consultant expert to come in, do that, and then I'm going, well, at that point I've paid for a whole consultancy
yeah,
just to do that one little thing.
yeah,
And I didn't know at the offset that that was even something I needed. So that sort of tailored hands-on advice of getting to know where the business was, the ins and out, the mechanics of the business, and then be able to still dive in and support and advise, was really, I think, what makes that what has made this program really good, and what also I think why there isn't anyone that couldn't benefit from that.
That's great to hear, and, I think kudos to Tech SY and Simca for funding it, because it's, like you say, there's lots of programs out there, but, going for a dedicated tailored support, I think is the big differentiator. So, those guys, absolutely amazing job.
Absolutely. I've been incredibly impressed with the support that I've seen in South Yorkshire compared to, I mean, South Yorkshire and Sheffield also, the two kind of that we've received support from across stuff. The things that they have on offer, the support they have for local businesses and especially tech businesses, etc., has been far beyond what I've seen a lot of what I've seen any other region really providing. Constantly feel like they've got their finger on the pulse.
Mm.
Maybe I'm biased because I'm a receiver of the support, but it certainly feels that way.
Yeah.
I've had some of the people, ask me what support there is out, and I've gone, oh, there's this
Mm.
program, this program, this program. They're like,
Yeah.
well, we don't have that. I was like, oh, you don't? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
realizing how unique and supported that is actually quite good.
It's a good place to start a business, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely would say so. Um,
Amazing. So, is there anything else that you think could be important for people to know about working with us?
I mean, I don't know. No,
No,
I
no, that's fine.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think I couldn't rave higher enough
Amazing.
for the support, and like I said, it's really transformed where we are, where we've come, and where we are as a business. And I think because of that, it's regardless of what stage or place the business is in, that sort of tailored aspect really makes it applicable to
Amazing.
everyone.
Well, Gregory, thank you so much. It's genuinely really, really helpful, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Awesome. No, thank you.